So have you ever considered taking an employer to an employment tribunal? Let me tell you how you do it. So unfortunately, I've had to go to 3 employment tribunals and I've won all 3. And all 3 times I've represented myself. And the most each one has cost me is £55. So the first time I was being bullied, working in a warehouse for one of the major supermarket chains, and they used to monitor how much you did every shift. Well, obviously you can't all do the same amount of work, because towards the end of the shift there's less to do. Some people will work right up until the final minute, whereas other people, they'll have finished 10 minutes earlier and they haven't got enough time to start another job. So the level of productivity used to vary, and as a result there would always be someone at the bottom of the list and there'd always be someone at the top of the list. And I thought it was unfair. And so they called me in a couple of times. Oh, you know, you're at the bottom of the list, Alan, you've not done enough. And they'd never tell me how much was enough. It was just, if you were at the bottom of the productivity list, you were in for disciplinary. So, like a lot of us, instead of challenging it, I just left. And once I'd left the job, someone then said, oh, you should have taken them to a tribunal, you'd have got a payout. So I went to the tribunal, but because I hadn't followed procedure, even though they agreed that the way I'd been treated was wrong, I couldn't get any compensation. So this video is to explain the procedure and what you must do. So your very first thing, which we all do, is to mention it to the first person above your pay grade. So in transport, you'd mention it to your planner, you know, I haven't been paid for this, or I don't feel that I don't think that the work distribution is fair, or whatever your grievance may be. You mention it to your manager or your immediate superior. And if nothing happens, give it 28 days. If nothing happens, your next step must be to put a grievance in writing. And it doesn't have to be, you know, typed out or anything like that. It could just be scribbled out on a bit of paper. But you have to put, I wish to raise a grievance. My grievance is, and detail your grievance. And then submit that to your manager. They've then got, I believe, 28 days with which to call a meeting with you to discuss the grievance. So the last time, the second tribunal I went to, what I did was, I'd been working for a company and we were paid day rates. So we got £120 a day and £20 a night out. But when we were on holiday, he only paid us £50 a day to be on holiday. And I'd worked there for 5.5 years, and I didn't realise that I was entitled to average earnings because I wasn't on fixed hours. So if you're employed and you only do 9 hours a day, and you never go over that, your hours never vary, you start at this time and you always finish 9 hours later, or whatever it may be, then you're not entitled to average earnings. But if your hours vary, so one day you're doing 8 hours, then you're doing 10, then you're doing 12, then you're doing 13, then you're doing 8, you're entitled to average earnings for your holiday pay, including bank holiday pay. And so the job had changed as well. I was a little bit dissatisfied with the direction it was heading in. So I put in my notice, a week's notice to leave. And at the same time, I submitted a grievance asking for the average earnings back pay to be paid to me upon leaving the company. So he didn't pay it. He summoned me to a meeting, I think 2 weeks later. So I went into this meeting, and he just said, you know, you knew that this was the pay when you took the job on. And I said, yeah, but I didn't know what I was entitled to. And you should have been paying everybody more. So anyway, didn't get anywhere with the meeting. So the next step then is to contact the Employment Tribunals. I suppose it's not an agency. But to contact them. And you submit a copy of the grievance letter that you sent to your employer, and you've got a form to fill out explaining, you know, what the grievance is and what you want the outcome to be. So if you've been unfairly dismissed, you might want to be reinstated. If you've been overlooked for a promotion, you might want to, you know, to have that promotion because you're better qualified than the person they gave it to. Or in my case, you want reimbursing for the underpayment for holiday pay. And so you get sent a letter with a date for the hearing. And it's nothing like court. It's similar to a magistrate's court, but it's more like an interview. It's quite informal. So you have 3 Employment Tribunal personnel. They're sat at one end of the room, and then 90 degrees to them on one side, you'll have your employer, and at the opposite side, you'll have yourself. Now, you don't need any legal representation. All you have to do is state your case and any evidence to the 3 members of the Employment Tribunal, and they'll bounce questions backwards and forwards between you and your employer, and then you'll go out of the room, and then you'll get called back in when they've made a decision, and you get told what that decision is. And that's it, it's final. So that's what happened. But whilst we were waiting for the hearing to take place, my employer, former employer, he'd appointed a commercial lawyer who approached me in the building where the tribunal took place. And he had a folded piece of paper, and he said, we'll settle out of court now if you accept this amount. Now, I'd already worked out how much I'd been underpaid, and it was in the region of nearly £7,000. And so they offered me 1,250 to settle, and I just said no. I said I'm not settling for that. He's underpaid me and others by far more, way more than that. So anyway, went through the process, and at the time, you could only claim back 12 months. So I was awarded, I can't remember what it was, about 1,850, something like that. So they awarded me that, and then they said that they were considering changing the timescale so that you could then go back indefinitely. And so I got that money. That was paid to me by check. And it was funny, actually, when the check arrived, it was attached to a compliment slip, and they'd gone to the trouble of crossing out the words "with compliments." How petty. So anyway, I got that money, and then without me having to do anything, the tribunal people, they wrote to me about a year later saying, oh, in relation to your case, you can now apply to go back for the full duration of your employment and claim additional monies. You don't have to do anything. You've already won. You just have to let us know whether you want the remaining money or not. So I wrote back and said, yes, I do. So I had to go and attend because I had to submit the figures again. And so it was just me and one employment tribunal, I suppose judge, for want of a better word. And so he said, "What was all this about then, Mr. Holt?" So I explained, and I presented the figures, and he looked through it, and he said, "Your figures differ to your previous employer's figures." And I said, "Yeah." I said, he hasn't included the compound of the underpayment." He said, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "Well, if I was underpaid on week 7 and underpaid on week 9, then the figure for week 12 will be lower than had I been paid correctly for week 7 and week 9, because it's an average." Ah, I see. So you know your stuff when it comes to figures. Yes, I do. So I said, "You know what?" I said, I'm just really pleased that this is getting dealt with, and that I kept in contact with people that still worked at that company, and they told me that the holiday pay had been changed since I'd won at the tribunal. I said, "So I'll just accept his figures." I said, just to put an end to it. So I ended up coming out of there with nearly £6,800 for underpayment for holidays. So not only was it worth it because I got what I was entitled to, but it changed the pay scheme for everybody else that worked at that company. And this is why it's worth going through the tribunal process, because it's not just for you, it's for the next generation. And it's for your colleagues. So it's really easy to just put in your notice, get another job and walk away. But that doesn't change things for the next person. So I wouldn't hesitate at going through the tribunal process again, because it makes everything better for everyone. So to summarise, mention what your problem is to your immediate superior, your planner, transport manager, whoever it may be. Then submit your grievance in writing. In your terms and conditions of employment, it will detail the grievance procedure. But they're all pretty much the same. Some might specify that you might have to send it to HR, or you might have to send it to your manager. There'll be little variations, but basically you need to put it in writing, date and sign it, and then they have to have a hearing to discuss it. And if it isn't resolved, then you have to pay a nominal fee, and I'm pretty sure it was £55 to go to the Employment Tribunal. And it's just one day or half a day, more or less. I think I was in there for about 2 hours. And you just state your case, and that's it. You'll answer any questions that they may have, and a decision is made. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I can do a follow-up video. If this has been of help to you, and you're in a difficult situation, I hope you go through with the tribunal and you get things resolved for yourself and others. Okay, thanks for watching and listening.